This is Justice Done Dirt Cheap. It's May 19, 2012. Just want to share some legal concepts with you. There's a concept known as natural justice. And natural justice is something that's so fundamental and integral to our Canadian judicial system. It has two parts. One part is we have the right to be before an unbiased adjudicator. Now, the concept of bias means to favor one party's interest over another without a good reason to. Basically, it's favoring one side or over the other without legal justification for it. So one is supposed to be before an unbiased adjudicator. That should be a judge who must appear to be unbiased at all times. If a judge displays what is called as reasonable apprehension of bias, that is reversible error in grounds for appeal. One can appeal that decision successfully if a judge displayed reasonable apprehension of bias. And what's unique about this concept is that one doesn't know what a judge was actually thinking, and it's impossible to prove it. So the way the system works is that one only has to display that a reasonable person, knowing the circumstances before the court, will look at the situation and think there may be bias there. That's what's called reasonable apprehension of bias. Just a reasonable person looking at it would see, yeah, there might be bias. Doesn't mean there is. Just the appearance of bias is all that's necessary to call foul and have the decision reversed by a court of appeal. Now, the second part of the natural justice concept is one's right to be heard. And this is integral to our judicial system. One has the right to speak their piece before the court, so they give their argument in one's favor, as well as one has the right to hear the case that they are defending. And they need to know what they're being accused of and all the facts that are being used to support that accusation or those allegations. When one knows that, then they can properly defend themselves and prepare to argue in one's own favor. So those are the two basic concepts that tie into natural justice, which is, again, is the right to be heard by an unbiased adjudicator and the right to be heard fully and completely. So it's important to consider those concepts. There's some basics that are dealing with Canadian law. And thank you for listening. This is Justice Done Dirt Cheap, just providing some basic legal concepts for you to consider. Thank you for listening. Have a good night. This is Fredericton, New Brunswick. Justice Done Dirt Cheap, May 19, 2012.